Welcome back to our channel.
I'm Dan.
I'm Joan.
And this is the Witches of the Crystal Garden. Woo.
So for today's episode, we're going to be going over a wonderful Ostara blend for the upcoming Sabbath. This Ostara incense blend will be a great way for you to celebrate Ostara, and you can kind of incorporate it into whatever ritual you do or just enjoy nice smelling things.
Yeah. So Ostara is the spring equinox. It is the first day of spring. The energies of nature shift from gloomy and gray winter to lush and green spring. So we want it to smell and feel super, florally and light and clean and fresh.
Ostara is also, it marks the day where darkness and light are equal. So the light is overtaking the darkness.
Meaning sun.
Sunshine.
Finally.
Please, God.
I need this.
I need some sunshine. Ostara is a great time for new beginnings, as well as time for action, as well as planting spells for future gains.
Yeah, really think of it as what you do in the spring.
Your seasonal depression is leaving.
Hopefully.
Maybe it just stays around to regular depression.
No,
Who
your
knows?
seasonal depression leaves. Your regular depression stays, though. But it's like the little, you just took a layer off. You're good. You're feeling fresh now.
You
You're
see
going
the sun,
out.
and you're like, ooh, I'm all set. I'm good. So some symbols for Ostara, they're kind of similar to Easter if you pay attention. A lot of the colors are the same as pastels and yellows and blues, pinks, purples, in that kind of sense, as well as eggs, because eggs is a great symbol for fertility, which Ostara is kind of based around.
We're not getting into it, but it has been proven that the holidays for Christianity is usually over a pagan holiday, so that Christians would celebrate that instead.
It'd be an easy transition for them to be like, yeah, Jesus.
A lot of things that are in Easter can be placed in Ostara.
Well, I know bunnies too, hares, they're a big thing, and the pagan holiday too, and the Easter bunnies though.
Yeah, definitely. If you're always curious, look into that because I think it's really interesting.
There's a lot of...
you think of Christmas too, Christmas trees are a pagan thing.
Yeah.
It's not, it is Christian now, but it was...
That's a whole nother episode.
We'll
That's
do that
a whole nother episode.
It's cool though, so look it up.
So just like spring, Ostara, you think of flowers. So lavender, daffodils, tulips, those are all kind of good symbols of Ostara as well.
When you pronounce holidays for pagan holidays and everything, there are multiple ways to pronounce them.
Yes.
You can look online and they will literally give you a paragraph of different ways that different people at different places and times say it.
Yeah.
So we say it how we want to.
So we apologize if we're back and forth on our pronunciation. I'm just waiting for that one person to be like, actually it's pronounced like this. Actually it's pronounced like this. That was me being a troll. So let's get started.
Woo!
We're using this little mason jar.
Yeah, we're not making a whole bunch, but honestly, this will be enough for both of us for a little while.
So we're going to start off, our base of it is going to be mostly sweet woodruff and lavender, so we're going to start off with these.
the thing,
I just love this sweet woodruff. It smells so good, and I'm really loving it for look at that, guys. Doesn't this just look so dreamy?
For sweet woodruff, we used that one for our personal growth in victory and in financial wellness, along with this is our base for our masculine energy in this one.
I don't know how much this actually holds, so I'm just gonna...
A lot of it's just gauging it to whatever you like, because some people like it to smell more floral or woodsy or whatever you prefer, just go for it. Yeah, honestly.
So we're gonna do 2 parts of the sweet woodruff.
It smells so good just having both of those open.
Yes.
Ooh.
Lavender. This is a great representation of our feminine energy that we want in our incense blend. It's a great purification aspect as well as for happiness and relaxation.
You don't always have to have a masculine energy and a feminine energy, but I do feel like if you have one, you need to understand that's where your blend is going. And if you have both, it kind of balances it out. Yeah. So just remember when you're coming up with what you want to put into a blend, what these pieces mean.
Again, masculine god, feminine goddess, if you're into that kind of stuff.
And all that, so.
Yeah. And we're also going to do 2 parts lavender. They don't have to be exact.
Yeah, and like we said, this is just stuff that we like.
Yes.
So if you are like, oh, there's way too much lavender, then don't put that much in. It's that easy.
Duh.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And if it's slightly off, or if you don't have one of these and you have
substitute it.
Yeah, if you have to replace it with something, you can do that. You can look online, especially if you're going for an incense or an oil that has like a very intense intention. A lot of times if you get recipes offline, they'll have like certain ones where you're like, you have to use this and this and this. If you don't have one, you can also search for ones that also mean the same property.
Yes.
And you can always add those as well.
Again, just kind of think spring. And when you're making your incense, make sure you have your intentions when you're making it, because then when you use it in your spell work, it'll just be that much more powerful.
We also used rose. Rose.
So romantic.
I love it. We used it for love and health. Personal love also goes with rose a lot too. So you can use it as love with others or love with yourself. And I think that's very important.
One part, you think?
Yeah.
Salt, babe.
It didn't go in at all.
You got one.
I got one. Look at that. You can just scoop it up right there. Perfect.
Beautiful.
But yeah, add some roses.
Chamomile. We put this in the incense blend for luck, as well as to kind of ward against any negative psychic or magical attacks.
We've cleansed ourselves, we protected ourselves, and now we're bringing in everything else that we need.
Get that luck for a lucky spring, for new beginnings.
There you go.
We got chamomile. I really like the base that we have now, so I'm just going to do a little dash.
Yeah.
Now we're just kind of whatever you want. So a little dash of that.
Also makes it look really pretty. So you can also, if you want to, you don't have to. These can also be just for your altar, as well as in like offerings, or like your offering like bowl, or it can just be to like set the mood of Ostara on your altar and
or
stuff.
even if you just want to make a spell jar. I mean, these are all again good representations of Ostara.
I mean, honestly, you add like a crystal and some salt and maybe like a spell jar. Yeah, a little like a little piece of paper you write your stuff on, put it in there, or whatever else you want.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and there you go. That's
boom.
Basically it. We used cedar to really use it for cleansing the negative energies around us, for protection and for healing, and so I think it works really well to be like a nice little backup base.
Cleanse off that like negative winter vibes.
Yeah, get it off of me.
Please. So we did break off some cedar that I put in my mortar and pestle here. We're just gonna kind of break it off a little bit.
Just a little bit more. You don't want your pieces to be too big. Like we could have even technically probably grinded the chamomile a little bit, but
sometimes it's aesthetic.
Well, and
I like big chunks.
Sometimes, like also with like if you do like bigger chunks, you'll get like that when you're burning it. You'll get like a big puff of it, and I like that sometimes. Like, I like when I get like a clump of lavender and then like that overtakes, but I don't want everything to be lavender. Right. So it depends on your like preference. You might want it all to be like really grounded and like really mixed up, or you might just want it to be kind of chunky and have it go that way.
Yeah, I love cedar. Didn't really measure it out. It's just a little dash of this.
Whatever feels right.
Boom, baby. Bam! Alright, and then Dragon's Blood is for banishing, cleansing, and enhancing your personal power.
But it's always good to make sure that all the herbs you use and everything else is very well balanced out, unless if you are doing a very purposeful blend. You're doing something because you want, just protection, or you want, really
just
banish
for
something.
Money or something.
Like, then you want to make sure that everything goes that way, but also don't go too heavy-handed on one thing and not the other. This is more of just like a blend for Ostara, so we want it to be more encompassing of everything that you would want in spring instead of just one direct thing.
Yeah. Dragon's Blood. We're going to, again, kind of break up some of these big chunks that are in here just so that it kind of evenly distributes throughout the incense. Okay, there's that.
Oils. We'll just do like 4 drops. Is that
perfect?
A lot? I don't know. I use a lot of oil when I use it. But we'll see if it even. Oh, look at that. 8, 4. Oh, 5. Okay, we had 5. I meant 5.
And that was what, Dragon's Blood?
Oh yes, this was my Dragon's Blood.
Perfect.
And then some rose. If it wants to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5 again.
Alright, why not? Do you want to put lavender oil in there too or no?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck
like
it up.
I said, I like it strong.
Whatever room I'm burning it in, if it doesn't overtake my entire house, it's not strong enough.
I'm not a long-term incense burner person. Like, if I'm burning it, I need it to be done in like a half hour, and I need my whole house to smell like that in a half hour. Yeah. I'm not doing it for 4 hours because I don't have the attention span for that. And if I leave stuff burning in my house, I can't do that. I'm not good at that because I'll walk downstairs and then like a half hour later I'll be like, oh my gosh,
did I blow that out?
There's a TikTok. And this boy, he lights incense. And so it's like on fire, you let it burn for a second before you blow it out. Yeah. And he goes and he opens a book, he's sitting on like his couch and he like looks up and he looks at it and the whole stick is on fire. And I was like, Me.
We've all been there, though.
I have
it
done
has
that
happened.
at least too many times. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
Perfect.
Or maybe a little less since it was little dribbles. But you know what? We have lavender in there, so it's fine.
Alright, so now we got all of our herbs and smells and yummy things in there. So we're going to put the cap on. It's going to do a little shake. And again, if you wanted to put this in your mortar and pestle and kind of grind this up a little bit smaller, you could do this now that it's kind of mixed. Oh, yeah. All right.
It smells so, like,
I'm ready
flowery.
to burn this. So now that we have our incense, we're going to burn it.
Mm.
So again, we're going to be using a charcoal disc.
If you haven't ever used a charcoal disc, dude, use it.
You're missing out.
Just make sure you have it, like, in a cauldron.
Yeah,
It
definitely
doesn't
a
have
fire
to look
safe.
like a cauldron.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful. It does get really, really hot. If you put it in anything else, the wind is going to break it.
Gotta be fire safe.
Yes. Cast iron is
Prime.
the safest one that I know to do. I don't know
Yes.
anything else I would put charcoal in. So, get something cast iron.
So for those of you who don't know how to light a charcoal disc, you're gonna start kind of at an edge, let it do its thing, and you're gonna see it move across the charcoal disc, the like sparks. Like, okay, so now that's lit. We are going to, you could sprinkle it on, shake it out, sprinkle that right on. Hell yeah, Danielle. That smells so good.
That does. So you can also do this, and if you grind it up really fine into a powder, then you can make cones. You're gonna need
Or sticks.
or sticks. Yeah. Usually, from what I know on making powdered incense or sticks or anything like that, or cones, I've made a few cones. You need a binding agent in it. So there are different kinds of powders you can use that you make them wet and you can stick them together. There's other ways to do it too. I would have to do more research before I would show anyone that. So look it up online if you want to burn a cone instead of on a charcoal disc. This is just honestly the easiest way without like really intensely making something.
I'm impatient. I mean, we just mixed it up and threw it on. Because I know cones you have to let dry, and
if you use like a water base with like a mixed thing, you have to let it dry out completely. Or some of them you bake them and stuff like that.
The ones you make yourself are always the best.
Dude, it smells so good.
I'm so proud
God, why are we so good at
I'm
stuff?
so proud of us.
Try this out. Let us know what you think about it, what you would add to it, anything like that, your personal things. I definitely think you should try. Or tell us how you make yours if you make a completely different one, because this is what we kind of do. But
yes, we would love to see your recipe. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Witches of the Crystal Garden, but there's a period in between every word.
Yeah.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And be sure to comment and let us know what else you'd like to see for Ostara. I know we probably won't make another video before it starts, but if you want anything, for it, let us know.
Or any
the
other
next holiday what you'd want. Or what else you'd like us to show you how to make.
Yes. All right, happy spring. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.